Celebrities have it all, but they're constantly dealing with a relentless force, lurking in the shadows, watching them, calculating their every step. It's the damn paparazzi. And no one's had it worse than Emily Ratajkowski. You might have heard she recently broke up with Pete Davidson. This guy's probably dated all of Hollywood by now, but that's beside the point. We have bigger fish to fry. The paparazzi might have been the root cause of their breakup. She said that her casual dating life is messed up because every time she goes out to meet someone new, even if they're hanging out, the media blows it out of proportion. And that makes it difficult for her to stay in a stable relationship because it's tricky to keep it casual with men when the media makes it out to be soulmates from day one. It leaves her embarrassed and extremely anxious because she's the one who has to go and apologize to her partners. Her run-ins with the paparazzi are right up there with some of the worst interactions celebrities have ever had to deal with annoying photographers. But wait until you hear about what happened to Lindsay Lohan. She actually crashed her Mercedes after being pursued by a group of pushy photographers in one of the most infamous paparazzi incidents from 2005. Lohan had been out shopping, but by the end of the day, she was covered with minor wounds. Even her friend in the passenger seat was injured. This wasn't her first rodeo with the Paps, and as a result, a California bill was created that put restrictions on celebrity photographers. But that didn't stop this next photographer from invading Jennifer Aniston's privacy and taking topless photos of her in her own home. Aniston sued Peter Brandt and said that he took private photos of her from a considerable distance from her house. The actress's attorney said that the images were shot from a distance of no more than a mile, but according to Brandt, he would have needed technology from NASA to do that. She was at home, and it seems Brandt had to be quite a distance away to snap the pictures. Some would just say that people should just shut their windows and never leave their homes if they want privacy, but do we really have to live with our blinds always drawn down in this day and age of powerful zoom lenses? And the poor actress had to be at the butt end of the entire drama, and even then, there seems to be no stop to the lengths that the paparazzi would go to. They continuously prove themselves to be the most annoying creatures to have ever walked the earth. Just think back on Kanye's infamous meltdown in his garage. On September 27th at 4 a.m., paparazzi showed up at the rapper's house to try to capture his comments on the Jimmy Kimmel scandal. At 4 in the morning, he was happy to see a few cameras at his crib. He extended an invitation to them inside for beverages and some heart-to-heart conversation, especially the one willing to try to enter his garage. No, that's not what happened. He completely lost his mind and yelled at them to leave. It seems crazy to me that the paparazzi would purposefully trip his garage sensor so he would come out. It just goes from bad to worse. If I was woken up like that at 4 in the morning, I would have started smashing cameras. You'd think they'd learned by now, but nope, they went all out once again. The time Danielle Green talked about her traumatic tale of revenge porn at the hands of Paps. She said that she spent years in therapy recovering after her nude images were put online without her permission. Is Anyone Up was Hunter Moore's website and was launched in the early 2010s. He brought in incel people to make fun of the women by posting nude, occasionally stolen images and personal information on his website. He consistently refused to accept how much trauma and devastation his website was causing and loved his job as a professional life ruiner. But the feds eventually caught up with him, and from 2015 to 2017, he was in jail. Before being charged, Moore gave a lot of interviews in which he defended his website. He said that the victims should be mad at the people who submitted their private photos, not at him for displaying them. But now that there's an entire documentary on this, Danielle hopes that audiences will be able to realize how the victims were affected. You would think that the Paps would be targeting all these adult celebrities only. Wrong. Suri Cruise was only 7 years old on the most disgusting paparazzi encounter of her life. She often joins her celebrity parents to enjoy the spotlight as they're pursued by photographers. Suri is the daughter of Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes, which is already obviously pap-worthy, but remember that she is still a young child. She took matters into her own tiny hands when she and her mother came upon a mob of photographers and fans as they were leaving their apartment. She yelled straight at them to move out of her way, and as sweet as it sounds, things didn't turn out the way she had hoped. One man actually called her a brat and other offensive words because he didn't like the way she was acting. Every time you think they just couldn't get any lower, they prove themselves wrong. But no incident was worse than the paparazzi who died trying to take a photo of Justin Bieber. California Highway Highway Patrol stopped a Ferrari just before 6 o'clock that evening because it was allegedly speeding on the 405 freeway close to the Getty Center. Paps quickly found out that it was Bieber's car from his number plate, but according to LAPD Commander Andrew Smith, the singer was not in the car at the time of the traffic stop. It was actually one of his friends who had taken the car out for a drive, rapper Lil Twist. In order to get a better view of the Ferrari as it was parked on the motorway, the paparazzi allegedly parked his SUV on Sepulveda Boulevard and sprinted across the street. And when police told Chris Guerrera to get back from the scene, he ran across the road without looking to see if any cars were coming. And the 29-year-old died on the spot. And this wasn't even the last time there was a death because of the mob-like behavior of the photographers. Several paparazzi around Princess Diana's car crash were arrested. She had just arrived in France with her partner Dodi Fayed and was immediately in the public limelight because of her recent and dramatic separation from the British royal family. The couple was on their way home when their car crashed in Paris, killing everyone inside except for the couple's bodyguard. The Guardian reported that French officials jailed 10 photographers who were present at the collision. The pair had been pursued by the media ever since they arrived in France, and they crashed in an attempt to get away from them. The death was at least partially the paparazzi's fault. None, though, admitted to even being around the area at the time of the crash. Meanwhile, the prosecution was confident that the jury would determine who was to blame for the accident, and only 9 people were charged with manslaughter, but all of them were declared innocent. Invasion of privacy was the only thing they could charge them for, and only 3 people had to pay the fine for £1 each. Only £1. That's all for today. We'll see you in the next video.